Hello! In this video, we'll show you how to edit assignment settings and what the standard assignment settings are for online working paper assignments in the Century 21 Accounting Advanced 11th Edition MindTap course. I'm in this course as a teacher, and this will look very similar to the students, except you have a few extra toggles and buttons as the teacher to quickly edit assignments. I'm going to open up Part 1 and open up Chapter 1. Now, from the learning path is where you will be able to easily edit any assignments and even use batch editing if you want to make a similar change to multiple assignments at one time. Within each chapter, students have readings, as well as the end of lesson reviews, which are your work together and on your own assignments. And then within their Apply Your Understanding folder, the end of chapter problems for application, mastery, and challenge. Now, a quick note on the standard settings for these assignments. At the end of every single lesson, there is an Audit Your Understanding assignment, which is the same as the one in the textbook. This will require students to have a short response, which means it would have to be manually graded by teachers if you would want this to count for a grade. Because of that, it has been added as a practice assignment. Practice assignments will not automatically flow to the gradebook for a student grade. However, if you view our video viewing student progress for this course, you can filter your gradebook in the Progress app to view the scores on practice assignments if you like. So this will be set up as a practice. Then you have your Work Together assignment, which is both a practice assignment, which means it does not automatically flow to the gradebook, but also in practice mode within online working papers. Any assignments that say practice mode will offer the check your answer and show answer buttons within the assignment for students to get instant feedback, be able to see how well they've done before they've submitted, and then to even view solutions before they've submitted if they need to find out what they actually did wrong. Work Together are set up this way because they are meant to be done together as a class. On your own assignments have both the practice mode and the non-practice mode. That means that you would want to decide at the beginning of your course whether you want students to be able to check their answer and see the answer within on your own assignments, or if you would not want them to have that option. Either way, you might want to hide one of these so that your students don't think they have to do the same problem twice. Now, to edit any of these things, as the teacher, you can just turn the Edit toggle on, and you will see Edit and Hide buttons appear. Now, it might be my preference that I want students to be able to see the answer when we're working together, but once we have on your own, I want that to flow to the gradebook, and I don't want students to be able to see the solution before they submit. So I'm going to hide the practice mode. Once I click that hide button, you'll see it removes itself from the learning path. Students will not see it. They are not able to access it, but if as a teacher I want to remind myself that it's there, I can always click the Show Hidden toggle back on, which will allow me to see the items that I've hidden. And if I want to be able to show them to the class and make them available again, I can do that by clicking the Show button. So as you do this through the course, you can decide what you want to hide and what you want to show. Similarly, at the end of each lesson, I might want to hide that practice mode for the on your own for these other lessons. And I can do that quickly by clicking the hide buttons. And within the Apply Your Understanding, you'll also have both the practice mode and the non-practice mode versions of all of the application, mastery, and challenge problems. This is because they are actually completely different assignment types. One has extra features for students to be able to check their answers and their understanding. So they are here as multiple assignments so that you can decide which version you want to use. So I might want to, again, hide that practice version of all of these assignments for my students. Again, I could always reveal it if I see that most of my course is really having trouble on a particular problem. I might want to come back and reveal that practice item so that students can get more of that feedback on what their entire assignment solution is. But I can quickly hide those things, and now my students will only have access to the non-practice mode. Now, in addition, you might want to change, even though the Work Together are in the practice mode, which allows students to check the answer, you might want to change that this is actually a practice assignment so that it flows to your gradebook. Likewise, you might want to edit the point values and how many attempts students are allowed to have on each of these assignments. To do that, you would want to click the Edit button next to the assignment. It will open the editing activity window, which allows you to change the description, add availability and due dates if you would like to do that, and even change where it's located in the course. But if you click View Activity Options, I can now change some of those settings we discussed earlier. So you'll see that the standard settings for All Work Together is that it is not gradable, which means it's a practice assignment as far as MindTap is concerned, and it will not flow to the gradebook. There's a max score of 100 points. Students have unlimited attempts, and the score that will flow that teachers will actually see is the most recent. Now, because I have a student who's already taken this assignment, it's not allowing me to edit this because it would corrupt any submissions that have already happened. So what I could do is if I really wanted to edit this after the fact, I could actually go into my Progress app and delete the attempts of those students who have completed this. And you'll see how to do that within View Student Progress. But right here, I have one student who has attempted this assignment. I could quickly click into them and delete that attempt. Confirm, which is going to allow me to now edit the setting. So this really is something that you should do at the beginning of your course. Now I'll click Edit, View Activity Options. And now these things are editable for me. So I can change the activity name from here. I can decide that, true, I do want this to be able to flow into the gradebook. It is a graded assignment for me. And I can even change the max score. Let's say that this really should only be worth 50 points for my course. And it is set up as an unlimited amount of attempts. You can change that from 1 to 10 attempts or keep it as unlimited. And you can even decide what the most recent score strategy should be. So instead of being the last score, maybe I want it to be the average. So students really have to consider what they're doing when they submit the assignment for the first time, right? So it's going to be the average of all of their attempts. I'll click Update. I'll click Save on the next screen. And now that assignment has been updated. It now says counts toward grade, and those setting features have been applied. Now, if I do want to edit things multiple at the same time, if I actually select several of these, so let's say I'm going to select all of my Work Together assignments for this particular chapter. As soon as you select multiple assignments, this orange bar will pop up, which is the Batch Actions bar. And if I click this, I can hide all of these things quickly. I can edit the availability and due dates, or I can edit the settings for all of them. And now, because I've selected multiple, I don't get that full detailed screen, but I can quickly change these from graded to practice or practice to graded, which means that they would flow to the gradebook if they are all graded, and I can quickly change the possible score. To change some of those more advanced settings, like the amount of attempts that students will receive or the scoring strategy, you would have to click into Edit in each individual assignment. So I'm deciding not to do that right now, so I'll just deselect those. So you can see how with every single assignment, you can quickly hide things, you can edit them, add availability and due dates, or edit more advanced settings for how that's being delivered and how it's being graded for students. If you have any additional questions about the standard settings for all assignments, how to change them, or what these assignments might look like, please refer to our full user guide. Thank you.